Holy guys, what a morning here. It is December now on Szpakowo, and wow, it is a heck of a morning here. I kind of slept in a little bit, got started here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got our first of what should probably prove, if things go as usual, to be a few contracts of the day. When we left each other in November, I attacked multiple cultivation contracts. I went and did a bunch of mowing contracts. I have one deadwood contract that I completed. So I think I have about 4,000 liters, 5,000, maybe 6,000 liters of wood chips sitting in the trailer. So yeah, it was a productive end to the month, and we got, as usual, contacted early this morning for this cultivation contract. So we're going to get through this. It pays about $5,000, and then I have a deadwood contract. There's 5 trees David needs taken down off of one of his woodlots, so we'll go and do that, and then we'll take that. Should be about almost $6,000 that we're going to add to our bank accounts, and then we'll go and spin the wheel and see what's going on in the real estate market. This is kind of a crucial spin. If we don't end up with a lot that includes any forestry opportunities, then we'll likely be kind of gliding through the winter, so to speak, and perhaps meeting up again in the spring, because there won't be much else to do throughout the winter other than just random small contracts, I believe. If we do happen to spin something that includes some forestry opportunities, then we'll have some work to do to get things cleared up. Obviously, there's the permit process we're going to have to go through to figure out what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. Likely we'll be planting almost 1-for-1 trees on woodlots. So we'll have to figure out how to get seedlings and a planter. So there's stuff to consider there. These the woodlots in the area are fairly important to the area. Somewhat protected, so they can be harvested, but they do need to be replenished. So that is no problem. I have no problem with that. All that means is that if we still have that woodlot after we plant it, then we'll have the opportunity eventually to cut them all down again and make some money. Yeah, so I think in previous episodes I have kind of come in right at the end of a cultivation contract. I think almost every episode seems to start with a cultivation contract, but this one was just too good to wait. I couldn't wait with the weather the way it looks this morning. That is pretty epic, so I had to jump in right away and get rocking here. So I am going to get this one finished. I just wanted to share the skies with you, say hello, and kind of give you a quick idea what's going on. But let's get this one done, and then we'll go drop the cultivator off and head into the woods, and we'll see what we got going on there with David.
Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time. In case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list, girl, you can skip this funny business. Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cool night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, cause I'm happy with the simple life.
All right, we're all done over here with this cultivation contract, and as you can see, I have not yet washed this thing, so we're absolutely filthy still. I really need to get an option, but if you recall in the last episode, we managed to finally gravel in that square kind of mid yard there. I did move some equipment over there to kind of get a feel of how things would work. So we could now possibly, well, two things. I mean, I guess I'm gonna wait until after I see what the real estate market does this month. Then we will. I think we'll put just a cultivator over here actually. Then what we'll do is we will figure out what kind of money we have to work with for our yard, because I'd like to put in a silo, I'd like to put in a fuel station, and I'd like to put in some type of form of washing. I threw in a little fence here too, just to kind of give me some separation from this guy's yard. Hopefully you can still get through there, but yeah, it just seemed weird parking everything in a line here without having some kind of a separator. So yeah, so I brought some stuff over here, and the Landini's been parked over here. We'll see how this goes anyways. I think once we know what kind of money we're working with, we'll have a good idea how we want this whole thing to work. But let's just dump this on the end here, because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need this wood chipper right now. So let's grab that. I don't really know where David's lot is, but we'll go find it anyways. And just to get some cash in hand, once I get this trailer hooked up, we'll accept the $5,000 for the first contract. There was a noticeable drop in contracts this month, but also there are no more harvesting. Well, there may be a harvesting contract. I don't think you can harvest much in the month of December, though. Let me accept this one. All right, that's $5,116. Okay, so this next one is down the road to the sawmill. Looks like we can access it kind of midway there. So we'll be cutting kind of right up the middle here. Shoot, we already have some wood chips in here. So that was, we have 4,300 liters of wood chips here, and that was from 5 trees on another contract. So this 5 trees should probably get us to about 9,000 liters is my guess. So I don't think we're going to exceed the capacity of the trailer, but that will mean that we have some wood chips that we, well, you know what, I mean, in all honesty, it is December, so we may be really close to the top. I mean, January is the top price for wood chips anyways. Maybe at the end of this contract, we'll take a look and see what the current price of wood chips are, and if it's a small gap between now and January, maybe we'll just sell them so we don't have to spend the money on the silo yet, because the whole purpose, obviously, of a silo, despite the one reason would be just to make your yard look better. The other reason, obviously, is to store anything until its price is good. Well, if we have some money to spend over the winter time why am I not going straight here? Oh, I bet you this trailer's locked. Now it's not as wild. Anyways, yeah, so we could, I guess what I'm trying to say is if we don't have to spend the money on a silo now, we're better off, because we can potentially use that money. It's 10 grand for the silo I was going to put in, but we could potentially use that money towards property over the winter, or we need a harvester come the springtime so we can get our grain off the field. Not to mention, it'd be nice to grab some harvesting contracts when the winter's done. So we'll have to get ourselves set up there. So I guess really what we need to do over the winter is try to do as many odd jobs as we can and save some money. That is my guess. Thankfully, this is there's nothing in this field that I can destroy, so that's good. So we can probably park right on. Well, I can see the deadwood trees. Let's get into the woods, I guess. There's one deadwood tree right here. Yeah, okay, so they're all right here. So let's get ourselves in here. We just want to carry the trees as little as possible. Loving the technique you all mentioned when it comes to hooking this trailer, hooking the wood chipper back up to the trailer. I don't have any of the issues that I had before with the trailer or with the tractor moving, which is good. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there'll be a fifth one somewhere here. Or is it 4 trees? All right, mostly just eyeball the wood to figure out what we're dealing with. In the past, when I would have issues, there's all kinds of little tricks to this game. When I was having issues where I would have like so when the hand is there, the open hand, I guess, and I also didn't realize the significance of that, but the open hand, I guess, means you're holding on to something or whatever. If you feed the wood into the wood chipper and you haven't actually like thrown it into the wood chipper, then the game doesn't actually register that you've dropped the wood, I guess, and then it creates some glitchiness for you. The hand never turns off and it just gets weird, so you kind of have to almost drop the wood into the wood chipper and not let the wood chipper just take it. Kind of a weird, I don't know if I explained that right, but it's kind of a weird thing, so I try to always drop the wood now. Yeah, I think each tree represents, I think I was getting like 700 or 800 liters per tree of wood chips. So anyways, I don't know. I mean, at top price, 10,000 liters is worth like $5,000. So if we had a full trailer at top price, I think it's like $5,000. So we'll be not top price and we'll be less than 10,000 liters. So I don't know what that's going to result in for dollars for us, but anyways, we'll see. Anyways, if it's still a huge step between now and January, as long as we don't have another wood chip contract, we also don't need to unload them from the trailer. I mean, it's not like we're gonna need the trailer for something else, so we could just park the trailer with the wood chips in it and then wait until January for the top price. But it may the real estate spin may also help determine what we want to do. All right, so you enjoying watching me run back and forth throwing trees? I'm gonna just get this done, and then we'll see exactly what we ended up with once we're finished. All right, we're just on the last few pieces of wood here. I managed to find the fifth tree. It was kind of hidden with some other trees. I think the light wasn't as bright where it was, so it was hard to tell that it was actually dead wood until I saw a little bit of spray paint, and that was what tipped me off. So let's get this last one in here, and we'll figure out what we got for wood chips. I got a message from the town. Our application to remove trees on our 2 lots. The new lot where we had the little tree island there that we just kind of added last minute. They lumped that approval in with the other one. We do not have to replant because the purpose the purpose is not tree farming. The purpose is agricultural, I guess, where we're going to be doing an expansion of the property for farming purposes. So we don't have to go and replant, which is nice. Let's go here, last one. But I don't know whether we're going to do that now or whether that'll be a task over the winter time. Well, we definitely want to get that done before January, because I think January being the high price for the sale of wood chips would make sense that we would do it then. So what do we have here? 8,652 liters. Bam. I'll get her folded up. Let me go check the price of wood chips. Yeah, see, we're less than $70, which is like, what, $700 at 10,000 liters? So it's not a massive amount. So we could just, well, we'll see what the day brings, because if we don't see another wood clearing or deadwood contract, then we will hold on till January to sell what's in the trailer. But January, we should make sure that we're taking down all the trees we've been approved for, because we do want to get those chipped up right away and then sold so we can make some money there. But also, we know that we've got, what did I say, about 8,000 liters. So what is that? I mean, we got almost $4,000 in wood chips, maybe between $3,000 and $4,000 in wood chips right now. So if we're short slightly when it comes to wanting to buy a piece of land, then we have that money to consider also. So I think if I go down this way, I think I can just jump out through it. There's a grass field over here. I think I can just jump out through there. Grass field that we've taken bales off before. Yeah, here it is here. Actually, it doesn't even matter. We can just drive out to the road here because there are no crops anywhere to worry about destroying. So maybe what we'll do now, let me just pull over here while we're not in traffic. Let's accept this contract. That was $750. Oh, we have another cultivation contract that we'll probably pick up at some point here. $6,500. There's about $8,000 in cultivation contracts here that we should be conscious of. So right now we have $31,000. We have a few $1,000s in wood chips here if we needed to sell them. We have a $7,000 tractor we could sell, so we could potentially access 40 grand. And then, like we saw those cultivation contracts, if we needed $45,000 for a piece of property, well, there's some contracts we can still do. So let me get set up here so we can get a spin done. All right, so the very first thing we're going to do is flip for a up or down market. So let's see. So the last 2 times we've done this, it's been a down market, which has been benefited us, which I'm kind of hoping it's a down market again, but let's just do this. Ah, it's an up market, 10% premium. All right, so new for this month, we're going to spin to see how many properties we're going to have available in the month of December. We're going between 1 and 5. Really? 5. Okay, that was not scripted. So we got 5 for the month of December. I mean, it couldn't have come at a better time, really. All right, so now let's see what properties we get to purchase. So this is a little tedious. So I'm just going to hit spin, and we're going to pretty much watch it spin for a second and then just skip to the results. All right, 195. 216. 134. That's 215 and 216. This is the last one. 92. So all high numbers. All right, so the first property is actually a farm that's for sale. So it's $31,000. I can't see that there's an upside there unless perhaps we have the ability to take down every building because if we bought the farm and then leveled it, maybe we could use the property as another yard. But I'm not sure that is in our best interest, but we could go check that property out at some point. All right, 216 is down here. This is almost 2 acres, $45,000. I mean, that's a good, that's good. It has nothing in it right now. Needs lime. But anyways, yeah, so that's almost 2 acres. We did a contract on this field for Katie, I believe. I think it was a cultivation contract we did. But so $45,000, that's a lot of money, but not a bad option, I guess, if we needed it. All right, 134 is a piece of land we've driven by numerous times. 30 grand, 1.25 acres. That is right in town. So that is the kind of back road we take out off the main road up to where we've already got property. So that's actually, out of all of the options so far, that's actually a really good one because it is farmable land in this kind of core. So if we did start kind of investing in all the pieces of property in here, that might not be bad. The only thing is it doesn't have any immediate money-making opportunities for us because there's maybe no trees to take down. So, I mean, that's not going to be the deciding factor, but it is a good location for us. Better, I think, than the one down at the bottom over there. All right, so 215 is way down at the bottom here also. So that's the one obviously right next to 216. $71,000 for almost 3 acres. Like, what a good piece of property for the size. It's definitely a lot of money. I don't know that that's where we're going to end up unless we had both of these, and then it would kind of make it worth our while coming all the way down here to work this land. We may still go check out 216 because if there's some opportunities to clean up, maybe we can take a few trees down to help offset this $45,000 price if we're allowed to. That might be something we'd have to work with the county ahead of time just to make sure we can get approval for it and make that contingent, make an offer contingent on that. All right, here's another promising field. So 92. So the first little lot we bought was 0.4 acres for 10 grand. 92 is slightly larger and it's $16,000. Now we're in an up market here, so obviously that makes it a little harder to buy property. I mean, we're only $1,600 in addition we'd have to pay. So I mean, securing, there's like, if we secured these 2 pieces of land here, that might not be so bad. So this one's actually, I think, kind of interesting. We'll go take a look at that. It's kind of nestled in with somebody's farm there, it looks like. All right, so we don't have to make an immediate jump on any of that stuff, I guess, really, because we have the month of December to decide. Well, let's go look at, we don't necessarily need to go look at the 2 pieces of land that are down by us right now. Man, this is a bumpy ass road. The only land that I think we really should go look at right now, we don't need, we're down here, where's that farm? I think that farm is right down the road here. So we could go take a quick look at the farm that we could purchase for $31,000. I mean, if we had the opportunity to take down a bunch of buildings and sell them for somebody to put up a farm somewhere else, maybe there's an option there for somebody if we can make some money. And then, if the land then turns out to be something we could work with. I have to check to see. If we need a permit to cut down a tree, we probably need a permit to take down a building. So we have to work with the city to see if that's even something we can do. But I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to clear that. If it's a derelict farm, then sure, why not, right? We'd be doing the area a favor, and then we could potentially even level it, and then somebody could come in and buy it and make it their own. But let's see. I believe it's just up here a little bit further. There it is right there. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't think this is an option for us. I don't even know if I should drive down there or if I should just run down there. You know what? Let's pull over and just run down there, because I don't think I can even I don't know whether I can get turned around or not. This is a really nice spot, though, actually. If you think about it, I mean, you've got this beautiful driveway. You could be flanked by whatever it is you've got growing here. Currently, it's just dirt. Looks like we already have an inhabitant there. There's a stork. Does this farm include 2 family properties? I remember this. There's 2 gates. Yeah, they got a dog here somewhere. Yeah, it includes basically both properties. So it would be cool if we could, purchase one and then rent out the other. Oh. Don't mind me. I'm just going to look around. Carry on. That was awkward. I don't know that there's a better way to figure out what you can sell and what you can't sell, but it looks like the only thing that sort of highlights blue when we mouse over it is this building. And it looks like maybe the rest of the stuff is fixed. So that doesn't make sense for us to purchase this farm. I did a contract in the woods here for what was a wood clearing or deadwood for, I think it was for David anyways, yesterday, and or just November. And they're cool fields. They sort of back onto, the woods back onto farm fields, and they look really awesome. All right, so this is the back road over to our property, and where there's maybe the 2 most promising pieces of land. It sucks that it's an upmarket. I wish we were in a down market right now, because we finally pull some land that might be worthwhile for us to buy, and we have to pay 10% premium. Who came up with that rule? God, it's amazing how brown everything is. I think I mentioned one of the sort of arms of the media company that I have is real estate, and this time of year is hard because things are so brown. It's hard to make brown properties look nice, but we do a pretty decent job at it anyways if you're hiring. Okay, so I think this long piece of land off to the left here that we're currently running alongside, it's like impossibly long, is the one that's for sale. Yeah, so that's a very long field, so it runs the entire length of that 1.25 acres. So not a difficult field to farm by any means. It's super long, but I mean, it just sort of fits into what we're trying to do over here, I think, because we'd have our, what is currently a grass field over here. Oh, which is already, we managed to get some activity there. I think the other field's right here beside us. Yeah, so we already have some grass growing there, which is nice. Obviously, we're not going to get a chance to mow that until the spring, but it's nice to see that the seeds actually worked. I think this is the other field here. 92. Yeah, so what's the deal with this land? Does it come all the way back here? There's somebody's house back here. We got a rando building. I love these old farms. This one doesn't look very lived in, so I don't know that anybody have any issue with us doing anything back here. It's a flock of storks. Raining babies down somewhere. Apparently that was an update. Part of the latest patch was now birds fly in these nice flocks, which look pretty good. Imagine if we look around, it won't take long for us to find another flock. But anyways, yeah. So this land and that other long piece of land look promising for us. But we can't really start to. I mean, these pieces of land aren't going to do anything for us until the crops that we finally put crops in. It's like fall next year before we can really benefit from those. All right, next let's see what has popped up in the used market overnight. We are going to have to start looking for a header, but not a corn sunflower header. So there's a couple of those in there right now. Definitely don't need a forage wagon. We're already cultivating. Oh, come on. I think I've numerous times professed my love for this tractor, but that's not in the cards for us right now. That's not what we're looking for. Got some John Deeres here. Well, that's a big discount, 60% off. 175 horsepower, and you could put a front loader on it. So we could potentially buy this one for 30 grand. We'd have 175 horsepower. Dump the Landini, dump the Volvo. We've already got the loader arms for it. You know, rough market value on the Landini at $8,500, but obviously we could do some repairs and maybe bring that up. Yeah, so it might cost us about 15 grand to get that John Deere with 175 horsepower. And just scrolling through here quickly, but okay, so there's the trailer that I was talking about before that I thought vanished, but it seems to have popped up again. Or it was there the whole time and I never noticed. But this is probably, I mean, this is $11,000. This is probably a good investment compared to what we have right now to move bales. I think we could probably all agree that this makes more sense than the bale trailer that we have right now. So it may cost us 10 grand because we've got a smaller trailer that's about $1,000. But it appears that the case that has been tempting us or haunting us, hey, is that ours? So that's $7,000. And right now ours as it sits is $9,800. So I think maybe we do a little flipperoo there and trade ours in and purchase that used one off of Lek. We'd be buying something with slightly less, with probably more working hours on it, but I mean, we'd be picking up almost 3 grand. And maybe if we put the transport wheels on it from right away, maybe we can get it to actually work, because so far those transport wheels aren't working for us. All right, so this is a hodgepodge of stuff right now. So I guess because we've drawn those fields and we don't have a ton of other stuff to do other than some cultivation contracts and really taking down trees on our own property. Well, here, we'll do this. Let me go. We're gonna go do the trade on that. I mean, it's a little squirrely, but we'll go do the trade on the planter there, the cedar, of which I just parked the wood chips right in the way. Yeah, because maybe then I can get those transport wheels to work properly. All right, so we just get that unloaded. I'm not taking the main road. We're going to take the back road here. I guess we'll get the parts from Lek. We're gonna have to pay one of his techs just to kind of bring this thing up to top snuff shelf, whatever. But yeah, this has got to be a decent business decision. I wonder if maybe we focus on the long piece of land there and not the L-shaped piece of land, and then we hope that whatever happens in January. I mean, we're gonna have to pay an extra $3,000 for that long piece of land, which kind of sucks. But you know what? That's the way we we're gonna benefit sometimes and we're gonna lose sometimes, I guess. And then I mean, the crappy thing is you buy in an up market, and I mean, there's nothing saying that we have to buy the land is good, but honestly, do we want to buy in an up market and pay a premium? All right, so there's no repairs needed on the planter here, or the cedar. Now that we've brought it to the store, it's worth $10,000. It's basically worth like $1,000 more if we bring it to the store. So there, we just got 10.8, and we're gonna pick this one up for $7,000. Now, I guess in hindsight, we probably didn't need to do that right now because we can't put seeds in the ground really until the spring anyways, but you know what? That's okay. Let's just see, can I hook up to this? Unfortunately, I recorded the last episode and have yet to upload it, so I'm recording this one without knowing what the deal is. Yeah, so I don't know how to work this thing, but anyways, it's ours now. So it does need servicing, so we can get this back to our... Let's get this back to our own little parts department and see what it needs. So let's get this repaired, and then I think what we'll do is we'll bang out the cultivation contracts. We'll collect that like $8,000. I may or may not, while I was standing there waiting for the guys to complete the deal on this, decided that maybe we aren't purchasing that land because, so if I think about it, like the chances of us rolling in that sort of core area again are going to be pretty good. Somebody's going to want to sell their property in there. It's like just kind of going to be the way it's going to work. Or other good land will pop up. I mean, it's not the end of the world for us. We're probably maybe smart to avoid buying at a premium. We're not big time operators yet. We don't have lots of land. We haven't even really harvested any crops that we own. Like we got a lot of work to do to get to that point. Yeah, so it might make sense for us to just play it safe. All right, $241. So we're still way up. I'm going to take this cultivator over to the other piece of land or this cultivator. Let's take this seeder, whatever. Let's take this thing and move it. We'll do that. We'll grab the cultivator. We'll get on the phone and get those contracts accepted. And then we will also I need to check the price of silage because in all likelihood we have some bales that are, well, I don't know. We'll have to check whether they're ready for sale or not. If they are, great. And if the prices are up, then maybe we sell those off. I think there's at a high point we should have about $5,000 worth of silage that we can sell. So that's not something we need to hang on to. Really, it's not like we're turning it into food anytime soon, so we can sell it. And then maybe we continue in January. So let me go park this and get the cultivator and get on the phone there. All right, so the first one here is Katie, and that is literally right across from our yard. So let's bang this one out. Then we have one that's right next to the long piece of land that's for sale. We'll do that one next. And then David's got one that's 7 acres that's sort of on the way out of town. He did say he's got a nephew. Oh, actually, he wasn't sure whether it was his nephew or his niece that was going to be available, but one of them. We could, he said, if you wanted to pay them a couple bucks, let them use your tractor, they could probably bang that out for us if we wanted to get something else done. So, yeah, I mean, that might not be a bad idea. Actually, the price of labor here is not cheap. I actually, when I was doing all the contracts, finishing out the month of November, I did utilize a couple workers, and they charged me big time. It was expensive, man, but it did free me up to be able to do some other things, which is, obviously why you would hire a worker in the first place. But I mean, like I said, we're not huge operators right now, so for us to be able to afford the extra labors maybe doesn't make sense. But anyways, we'll do that anyways. Yeah, this is pretty handy. This is kind of a cool lot here. We'd have to clean this up and square it off. But being right across the yard, we keep our eyes. If this one ever becomes available, it's a good one. They're all good in some ways, I guess. You can find a way to justify the purchase of pretty much anything. All right, just accepted the first $1,000 and finished that contract. Look at how contrasty it is right now. The sun's in the sky. It's noon, and it's definitely super dark. Where is the sun? Oh, it's up there. Yeah. It's just crazy how dark everything is. All right, so this next field is, like I said, right on the other side of this one that we have the opportunity to purchase. So we could just sort of drive through it, I guess. Yeah, I'm thinking while we have a worker going for us on that piece of land for David, there is a deadwood contract that look fairly small. So we may not have to sell the wood chips that we have in the in the trailer right now in order to be able to fit everything, but we'll kind of get an idea. But at least then we can be doing something else while we have somebody out there running our tractor in the field. I did use the Landini for a wood chip contract while I had a worker doing a cultivation contract at the end of November, and the Landini had no problem handling the trailer and the wood chipper. Actually, at one point, I think I was mowing at like 25 kilometers an hour with the Landini. I think I was going downhill, but yeah, it handled the mower like a boss too. I don't think it could pull this cultivator, but yeah, it definitely mowed well. I mean, I guess if we had this field, 135 and 134, 134 is the one for sale, then we'd have kind of a long double wide here. Maybe that would make it more worthwhile. I'm never really a fan of the... It's funny, I say I'm not a fan of rectangular or square fields, and then if you look over on New Frontier, we have some squared off fields, but yeah, I don't know. And then I was never really keen on the sort of Polish style fields, which are always, or seem often, these long rectangular sort of skinny fingers. Yeah, it wasn't really desirable, but now I see, like, I really like the town. I like the way these look. I like the, there's a lot of stuff about this I like, so I can justify farming these fields, I guess. This map's cool though because it has a combination, so it's not just these long straight fields. There's all kinds of other stuff too. Let's accept this. Oh, it's 9 trees. Okay, so $1,300, 9 trees. So I have to do something with that. I've got to do something with those wood chips now, because I'm not putting 9 trees worth of wood chips into the trailer with what's in it already. Well, there is a sell point on the way, so maybe we are offloading our wood chips. Well, let's go rip out to David's yard there, and then maybe we'll just hitch a ride back to town to grab the Landini so we can go attack those 9 trees, and we'll get, I don't know who's meeting us out there, but anyways, let's get out to the field. I gotta text David and tell him to send one of his family out there to do this work for us. All right, yeah, it looked like it was just gonna be a little bit before he could get one of his family out here, so I figured I'd rip the headlands quickly here, and then they can just do the up and downs, which actually kind of works out better, anyways, because when workers in this game, when they're faced with the corners of the fields, even if it's a square field, they seem to really struggle with it. I guess I could use course play, but anyways, it's sometimes easier just to roll up and hit the letter H on the keyboard and let the worker have at her. But yeah, so I'd like to know your opinion on the land. So you saw the land that was available. We are in an up market, so it's a 10% premium, which it's funny. At one point I was thinking, well, you put a 25% premium or a 25% reduction, but I'm glad I didn't do that. It's even 10% is quite a bit. $3,000. I mean, that's a piece of equipment for us. That's something really to think about when you're faced with those kind of decisions. But so, am I crazy for passing on the pieces of land that are kind of in the village there, or should I be considering something? Everything's just like there's nothing in the land, like nothing's planted. So it's basically I'd just be buying dirt, basically. Dirt with no immediate upside, I guess, and no. Yeah, give me your opinion, but first listen to all these reasons why I think it's bad. I mean, you think about it too. If we bought the land just to lock it up and then we wanted to resell it, well, we've bought it at a 10% premium, so there's no future upside for us. It's just all additional costs, right? So, what do you think? Had one of those been an affordable piece of woodland, then we'd probably already own it and we'd be in there. Well, we would have the town out to take a look at it, so anyways, to kind of make sure that everybody's cool. But we'd be planning on taking all them trees down. I guess the hard part, if we get something in the month of January and we have to put in an application, then if it takes to the month of February before we can start working on our property, then we may miss the window for being able to sell the chipped wood, and then have to go, hold on to it until for a year. That doesn't sound too good, but I mean, if it's worth twice as much in a year and we can afford to hang on to it, then I guess maybe we sort of don't have a choice. So I'm gonna rip 2 headlands here, and hopefully they're here by the time I'm done. And then when we set up the worker, we'll just set them up for. We'll set them up for 2 headlands, but we'll get them to work on the up and downs first, so that way they don't do the headlands, because we will have done them already. All right, I was able to hitch a ride back in with David after his niece showed up, so we got the. I don't need a weight, no. So we got the. We got the headlands done, and then his niece showed up. He gave us a ride back here, so now we're going to just pick up everything we need to go take care of this deadwood contract. Now we're gonna go sell this on the way. I can't really lift the wood chipper until the trailer's on, and I do end up with a little bit of a light steering here, so I may want to consider putting the weight. I can upgrade the Landini and put a weight on the front. So I may want to do that at some point here, because the steering is a little bit light. But yeah, I kind of, when I was doing the headlands, I was really weighing out whether or not I spend 10 grand right now and put a silo in to sit on wood chips. But honestly, for the $700 or whatever we're going to get by waiting for the price to be higher for these ones that are in here, it's not I don't see the value in that. Yeah, so we'll just offload these, and then we'll be able to. We'll essentially, if there's, what did I say? Did I say there's like 10 trees? We're not gonna fill the trailer, but we'll be pretty close when we're done. So then we'll see. Then I think basically we'd be rolling into January with a fresh set of properties available, clearance to cut the trees down that we have. Right, so we roll into January. First thing in the morning, maybe what we do is we sell the wood chips that are sitting in the trailer from today, and then we attack our trees, take those down, figure out what properties are available. Hopefully, there's an opportunity for us, and then we're laughing. The other thing is too, there may be the odd other deadwood contract, so it's kind of like not a ton of variety for things to do in the wintertime here, I don't think. But we'll make do. I still think this Landini looks ridiculous with these wheels. I haven't had a chance to hear anybody's opinion on it again, because I'm only halfway edited the episode. This is episode 5, I think. So episode 4 is only halfway edited, so it's not uploaded yet. These both should come out this week, anyways. But all right, so $4,200 in wood chip sales. Oh, I had to lock the trailer there. I was messing around trying to find the actual the trigger for selling, and I ended up locking the trailer there. So, all right. Well, anyways, that was a little over $4,000. So I think we said between 3 and 4 is what we thought we'd get for those wood chips. So that's not the worst thing. So now I just got to remember where the heck this field is, but I think it's around here, or this wood lot. Oh yeah, so it's sort of around here. I forgot it's down by the sawmill. Yeah, we haven't even got up to. I guess we got near our high. It's -1 right now Celsius. I was gonna say we haven't even got up to our high, but I think early this morning the forecast was calling for a high of 1 and a low. You can see up there, a low of -12. So. I wouldn't be surprised if in January we see some snow. There's nothing that I've seen in the forecast yet. Actually, I haven't looked at the extended forecast, but we could see some snow. So it could be kind of fun if we're clearing some trees in January. It's I like the looks of snow. Whoa, we're getting pushed around a little bit here. Yeah, I think we definitely need a weight on the front of this. You can see, whoa, you can see those front wheels going. So I'm wondering. So I noticed today on YouTube the map, one of the map makers, Rojot, I think is whatever the name, but posted a video, and it literally said fixing bug issues, Szpakowo update, and then he was going through, I guess, all of the changes. Again, I have no idea what he's talking about. The only thing that I could see that he was talking about at one point was. So I could clearly see that he was talking about the fact that if you teleport to a piece of land right now that's a farm, for example, sometimes you end up in the building. So that's one thing that definitely needs to be fixed. And then he was kind of flying over some of these roads. So you can see how the roads are, like your vehicle sort of sinks into the roads at times. So there must be some issue there with the way these are laid out. So my guess is that there'll be some kind of a fix there. So my worry though is that like a teleporting thing, maybe just a coding issue. Hopefully the roads thing is a simple fix. I guess what I'm avoiding is a new game save. Obviously, if the update is such that we need to start a new game save, then we likely won't be updating it. But if it's a matter of just a bunch of smaller things, sometimes you can run an update and then you get to take advantage of all the smaller things, but not necessarily the big things that require a new game save. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, when I was sort of running some tests on this map, one of the things I noticed right away was the fact that the wheels sink into the ground. Actually, there was a piece of property down here I thought would be fun to start at, and it did bother me that the wheels sank into the ground. But honestly, there's so much good on this map that if that's the worst thing right now, that's not so bad. So there's a piece of there's a road right here. So first, let's jump down this road. Yeah. So I wanted. Originally, there's a piece of land just on the left over here, and that grass field that you see, it's a small grass field. I was just going to put a cabin in the woods back here, and that's where we were going to start. But anyways, I thought better of it in the end. So somewhere in here is the piece of land that we're looking for. It doesn't actually say what piece of land it is. But I don't see any deadwood over here. I do, however, see some deadwood over here. So I guess we'll just look in this area and hopefully we find what we're looking for. So if I can get... Oh, actually, I don't need to turn around. We'll just probably park on the road here. I can't see there'll be much traffic, and if there is, they just kind of have to get around us. Yeah, like there's 3 trees. There's 4 trees right here. I don't know how wide this property is, but we'll find out. So I might as well get the lights on in this thing. Look at that. Majestic deadwood. And yeah, I guess we'll get to work. All right, so I'm gonna hammer away here and then check in with you guys because I think I've mentioned 100 times I'm not a huge fan of this type of work in content. If you love it, then let me know and I will make sure to include more of it. If one of you guys says yes and 10 of you guys say no, then I won't. But honestly, I would just as soon... I love Farming Simulator for the equipment, really. I really like all the stuff. You know, cutting down trees and running around in the forest is not necessarily the highlight of my my gameplay. So I don't know whether it's yours as well. But I mean, when somebody goes and they're doing a bunch of woodworking, unless they're using like actual woodworking equipment, like some of the big, I don't even know what the equipment's called, so I'm not gonna pretend, but like the scorpions or whatever, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that stuff looks cool. There's a flock of storks there, so that stuff looks cool, so it's enjoyable to watch. This kind of stuff, yeah, I don't mind doing it, but anyways, yeah. So let me do that. It looks like we're 3/4 of the way through on that cultivation contract, so that's a bonus. But so maybe what we'll be doing is, I don't know. I'm going to be the judge. I'm not going to commit one way or the other, but perhaps what we're doing is getting through the cultivation contract, and then kind of getting ourselves through the month of December, and maybe we'll get to see what properties are available in the month of January in this episode, but also maybe not. So I will be back. All right, we're on the last of the wood here, which is pretty cool. I haven't checked for this for a while. Whoa, 72. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to fill this, but I don't think we thought we would ever. I mean, we may end up with like 8,000 liters, which is good. I mean, we just got $4,000 for a little less than 8,000 liters. So, I mean, we're making money, which is good. David paid us for the lot that we got his niece to come out and do. She charged us almost $500, so it wasn't too bad. I think we made a little over $6,000 anyways. And then she was kind enough to drop our tractor back in the yard with the cultivator. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean she like smashed it into something and they wanted to dump it. But I hope, anyways, let's just assume that she was being nice, and then we'll figure it out after. Okay, last piece of wood here. This is not my favorite kind of work, to be honest with you. Dead wood, when you can just sort of chop the tree down and walk away, is nice. But when you want to handle the trees like this, it kind of sucks. But you know what? It's money, right? That's how we do it. It can't all be fun. Okay, so we got a little side road here. I think we can pop out back to the main road. Let me collect the money for this. Oh man, more cultivation contracts. They're little guys though. Yeah, wood chips are getting close, so we're within $60 of the top price. So I don't know, maybe we just sell these on the way back, and you know, it's a difference of less than, it's about $500 anyways that we'd be out by selling these now. So maybe we just sell them now, be done with it, and then we can go take down the trees on Tree Island on our property there, so that way we're prepared. And then maybe we'll go see over by so the one that's going to be a little more difficult is over by our canola field, because we have crops there obviously, and there's not a lot of room to work with. So I'll have to really look to see where I can park this. We may be running wood back and forth. The other thing I don't want to do is block traffic in any horrible way. Thankfully there's not a lot of traffic that goes through there anyways, or maybe none, to be honest with you. But you know, for I don't want to block the road. Need to be a good neighbor. I don't need to see my picture in a Facebook group again asking if anybody knows who I am. Alright, so I think I can go... Nope, that's too soon. Shoot, come on. I need to get to the main road so we can go to the sell point. That was the sawmill. This road is incredibly bumpy. So this should put us a little over $50,000 in the bank, which is good. I think what I got to do, I think we're gonna do this for after. We'll sell this. We'll bring this setup back to the yard there. Then we will grab the small trailer that we have, the little one we were using for bales. I think we're gonna go trade that in and grab the trailer that's for sale, that $11,000 bale trailer from Lek. So we'll grab that so we have it. We can put that back into the yard there with the silage bales. And then I think we're also going to then purchase a pressure washer, and we'll get everything cleaned up here before we head out, I think, for the episode / the day. Then what I'll do is I'll get us through the month of December, and then we'll come back in the next episode with a fresh real estate spin for January, and then we'll just kind of weigh it out. And if there's not much to do in January other than maybe just sell the wood chips that we picked up from cutting down our trees, then you know, so be it. That's what we do. And then maybe we quickly move over to February. We see what's going on there, and then before you know it, we're into March, and then I mean, we have crops growing. I don't know when harvest is, but I imagine we'll probably have a few months to get our stuff in order before we need to have a harvester in our hands. So we really got to start watching for something like that. I know we waited forever on New Frontier before I finally bought a harvester. What did we do over on... did we buy a new harvester for Uncle Pete's farm? I can't remember. But I want to say that it took some time. We need an opportunity, basically, I guess what I'm getting at. And hopefully that pops up for us. So what are we at now? We're at $52,000. That's good. So we may be 53 by the time we sell our sale. Oh, that was only $3,800. We made more, I think, on more wood chips the last time we sold here. I should have checked the price, but anyway, it's all good. So I will, I think we should be at about 53 by the time we sell that little trailer that we have, and then that would take us down to about 42 going into the month of January. Well, probably closer to 40 by the time we buy something to wash our vehicles with. I want to get, I said I want to get gas, also some diesel. Maybe what we end up doing is just buying here we go again. I know it's an IBC, but I'm just going to always call it an ICBM. So we'll buy a diesel ICBM, and we'll put that down so we have it. Didn't we just cultivate that field? Look, it looks ratty again already. It looked good when we left it. But yeah, we may just buy one of those cubes and throw it down rather than a refillable tank. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, I can see the Fiat's right there. So yeah, she did indeed drop that in a reasonable spot. What are we doing? We're grabbing, so I don't need to necessarily park this. We're probably going to need this for chipping again here. So let's leave this. Yeah, we'll leave that set up like that because I think we'll end up using it. Oh, I left the hazards on. I don't want to kill the battery in this thing. We'll park the cultivator. And we'll go pick up that trailer. Pretty happy with the way this this lot turned out. I mean, once I get the silo in there, it'll eventually. maybe we never get a silo in there, but no, I need to put something in there so that way we have. I want to put the Gaming Joy silo in there. I like sort of storing one crop per silo, but I don't know that that's going to be realistic for us. And a number of people have told me how they have had even themselves silos where there's like blocking systems where you put in a kind of a block into the pipe to reroute crops as they go in, and that's how you get them into the separate areas. But then they're saying how there's been times, human error, where you forget to put the block in or whatever, and you send the crops into the wrong spot. So maybe start mixing wheat and barley or something. But we'll hopefully be able to avoid that. Yeah. So we're gonna have some. Maybe by January we'll be able to sell some silage bales. But yeah. So as far as silos go, I mean, it'd be nice to have individual silos for individual crops, but we'll do what we can. We'll make the most of it anyways. If we got to put in a couple, I mean, we can put in 2 Gaming Joy silos. That'll allow us to store 100,000 liters or 200,000 liters of stuff. Beyond that, it gets very expensive for silos, and the capacities aren't very big. So hopefully we don't lose too much on this trailer. I mean, it was a decent enough trailer while we had it, but I think we need that bigger option. Whoa. Coming in hot there, folks. All right, $1,200. I think we paid like 1,070. Thanks, Luck. All right, so I've not used this brand before that I know of, anyways. Madara. Sounds like maybe we're coming out of South America. All right, I guess we'll go with the Continental Road tires. They're free. So $11,000. All right, so we're not going to need to clean this trailer. Obviously, we just bought it. So we'll go dump this back with the bales in that yard, and then we'll go throw a pressure washer into our our new sort of square yard there, and then we'll get everything cleaned up before we say sayonara. That will make at least one person happy, I know. Yeah, okay, this trailer is way more appropriate for what we need to do. So now when we convince somebody to allow us to bale up and take their bales off a field, then we'll be able to get them out of there a lot quicker before somebody changes their mind. Not to mention, I mean, it'd be nice to get to a point where we don't have to sort of grovel and beg for things like bales, right? We should be able to just make our own dang bales. Yeah, this is way better. And the nice thing about this trailer is I think it's a decent size. Like, it's big, but it's not too big for what we need. All right, so straighten it out, lock it in, back it up. And if we get the cleaner, or whatever the cleaner is, if we get it set up, then we'll have to bring the. Oh shoot! I thought I wasn't paying attention. I thought there was a driveway there. I'll have to bring the Volvo over at some point and get it cleaned up. I wasn't able to reach anybody here to talk to them about putting gravel all the way down to the road, but I will. I will find them. Yeah, okay, so it's hard not... I mean, here's one of the sort of least expensive, bigger pressure washers. But if we literally go back to the one we were using on... I think this is one that Walter gave us back on Oak Ridge. Just stick it right there, and then We won't wash any equipment, but we will wash maybe our tractors right now just to kind of make some people happy. So yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable way to end the day, I think. Look how bright it is now. So it's 3 o'clock. It's super bright out, but I think it's going to get dark quickly. Things fall off in a hurry here, I think. But yeah, so that's that, I guess. So I mean, I feel like we accomplished a bunch. We have a decent bankroll right now. You know, we don't have any new. Oh yeah, this thing's. I might have to take Lek up on that $1,800 paint upgrade if we're gonna keep this thing, because he did say that he had a guy that we could pay $1,800 to, and he would make this thing look like brand new. How about this? Maybe before the next episode, I may have already booked a time with Lek's guy to get that done. So it'll be sort of an all new looking Fiat Agri. Might as well just wash this whole entire setup here. But yeah. Anyway, so we had a decent bankroll. We didn't buy any land, but I'm not too crushed about that. I definitely would like to have purchased 1 or 2 of those sort of like close lots, but I don't know. I think we're doing the right thing by waiting to see what comes up in January. I mean, really, the 10% premium was keeping me away. If we'd been able to purchase those at a reduction, then I think it would have been a no-brainer. But there's just no upside there for us in the future. So I think we're safe to make the pass. But yeah, anyway, so on that note, I'm going to wrap this up with some pressure washing action here, and then we'll see each other again for what will likely be a bit of a fly through a couple of months until we find ourselves in March, and then obviously then things start to green up and you know, get a little better and a little more farmy and a little less forestry. So I'll leave that there. Comment as usual, guys. I obviously love interacting in the comments. If you go and check the comments on any video, I'm quite active when it comes to replying, and will always be. So keep that up. And beyond that, I thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. All right, take it easy.